Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. According to General Hospital spoilers, Jason Morgan has 5 romantic paths. Thus these women may provide him a chance at genuine love. Let's talk about some potential love interest alternatives for Jason, and try to map out a road to happiness for him. 1. Sasha Gilmore Corbin. Jason has been bonding with Sasha Gilmore Corbin as a friend and pretend baby daddy, but many fans believe there is more to come. Could Sasha and Jason's developing friendship lead to a romantic relationship? Although many fans were initially opposed to a Jason and Sasha pairing, it appears that some GH viewers are beginning to warm up to it. Could you envision Jason achieving true romantic pleasure with Sasha as this story progresses? 2. Anna Devane. For a moment, it appeared that the program was set to go all in on a Jason and Anna Devane pairing, but they pulled back following their kiss in Africa. Nonetheless, Jason maintains an unusual bond with Anna, and they've admitted to understanding each other in a manner that no one else does. The authors set the stage for some sizzle when Jason and Anna agreed to meet discreetly in his room above Bobby's if they ever needed to talk. Is this a sign that the program isn't done with Anna and Jason's possible romance? Could some passion be on the horizon? 3. Carly Spencer. Jason and Carly Spencer are long-standing friends, but the show let them to fall for one another when Sonny Corinthos was assumed dead and residing in Nixon Falls. Carly and Jason even went through a wedding ceremony, which became partly about presenting a united front for mob purposes, and partly about the genuine sentiments that had formed. Some fans are still hoping for Jason and Carly's romance to rekindle, so that possibility is always open. Carly and Jason have decided that they like their relationship as it is, but it could change in the future. 4. Returning from the grave Sam McCall. In a perfect world, many of us would like to see Jason team up with a resurrected Sam McCall. Even the worst fatal consequences can be reversed with a soap, so keep that in mind. If GH ever makes a deal for Kelly Monaco's return or even recasts the role, a Jason and Sam reunion could be a possibility. Sam was Jason's true love, therefore no other romantic option could ever genuinely rival. 5. Brand new love interest. Of course, the program might eventually cast a new love interest for Jason. We can think of one simple writing method that would work here if Jason had a girlfriend while undercover as Alan Jacobs. That girlfriend may ultimately track Jason down in his actual life and admit she can't live without him. Jason may reconcile with his previous flame and find himself defending her against doubters like Carly, who we all know would disapprove. According to General Hospital spoilers, Jason's love life may be in for some changes in the near future, so stay tuned for updates on any romantic developments. Carly warns Lulu about Sonny's shocking decision and Jason's temptation. General Hospital teasers indicate that a preview clip has been posted for Tuesday, May 13, 2025. Emma Scorpio Drake is accusing Jocelyn Jacks of stealing her project. Carly Spencer attempts to stop Lulu Spencer. Jason Morgan also faces a major temptation. Continue reading to learn more about what will happen in today's episode of ABC soap drama. Emma Scorpio Drake's accusations. Let's start with Emma, who was surprised to learn that Joss has the research assistant post she worked so hard for. Emma will turn to Anna and accuse Joss of stealing the gig. However, Anna will tell Emma that she cannot go around making such charges. Of course, Anna is unaware that this is not an unfounded claim. At the same time, nobody is aware that Joss is a WSB agent working on a case. Read more. Find out what happened in the last episode of GH. Jocelyn Jack's promise. Meanwhile, Joss will make some sort of pledge. Vaughn or Jack Brennan may be concerned that Emma may cause a problem. However, Jocelyn may reassure both of them that Emma will not be a problem. Joss could be underestimating Emma, though. Read this. Keep up with all the comings and goings this week. Curtis Ashford is suspicious. According to General Hospital teasers for the upcoming episode, Curtis Ashford will suspect Portia Robinson of deception. Portia almost tripped when she said she had to defend Drew Kane. Curtis asked her to elaborate, and she immediately covered. Curtis is aware that his wife is hiding something. Curtis wants to discuss his marriage with Jordan Ashford, but she shuts him down. Jordan's desire to avoid involvement is understandable given that they are ex-partners. Read this. General Hospital's Maurice Bernard opens out about his fear of never acting again. Tuesday, May 13, 2025. At the hospital, Trina Robinson will be taken off guard. Trina will dispute her mother's desire for Curtis and Drew to find harmony. This may also provide Portia the opportunity to inquire about Kai Taylor. Tracy Quartermain will also resume her conversation with Jason. Tracy, who learned about the adoption secret, wants Jason to find her great-grandson. It will be an attractive offer because this transaction will benefit Sonny Corinthos. Meanwhile, Sonny will defend his decision before Laura Collins. In a preview clip, Sonny informs the mayor that sometimes you have to make a deal with the devil. Also, Carly tries to persuade Lulu that she is making a major mistake. Have you checked out General Hospital today, Monday, May 12, 2025? If not, there is a handy recap below. Laura Collins asked Jordan Ashford to meet her at her daughter Lulu Spencer's new home. They can't be seen together. Therefore, this might be the safest place for them to chat. Jordan tells Laura about the business meeting with Jen Sidwell, Drew Kane, and Tracy Quartermain, and how everyone has the same aim of getting Sonny Corinthos out of town. She adds they all want Ezra Boyle to be the next mayor of Port Charles. Laura is taken aback to realize that Tracy is no longer in her corner, which she considers worrisome given her level of influence. Jordan then informs her that Jen's may be the answer to her prayers, as he has made Sonny a formal offer to buy the piers. If he accepts it, there is no need for the referendum vote. Laura informs out that if Sonny accepts the offer, Vicious Sidwell becomes the new crime boss. General Hospital recap May 12th. Sonny weighs Sidwell's offer with Jason and Lulu on a mission. Curtis is becoming suspicious about Portia. Drew continues to blackmail Portia Robinson, and she must get her husband, Curtis Ashford, to back off of him. Curtis is about to publish an expose on Drew and the broader use of ketamine as a party drug, and Portia is attempting in vain to stop him. She urges that he contact with a lawyer before coming after Drew publicly. Curtis notices that Portia is acting strangely and appears to be siding with Drew. He phones Travis at Aurora and instructs him to put the Drew story on hold for the time being, before meeting up with Jordan. Curtis informs her that he believes Portia is lying to him as they sit down at a table. Brooke Lynn is producing the nurses' ball. Brooke Lynn Quartermain, Maxie Jones, Harrison Chase, and Anna Devane are all waiting for Gio Palmieri, so they can practice a tango for the ball. While there, BLQ apologizes for telling Maxie that she had to pick between having her and Lulu as friends. Maxie accepts the apologies and admits that she was never going to pick. Brooke Lynn then informs her that she and Chase are taking measures towards adoption. Gio arrives and is still attempting to recover from Rocco's alcohol poisoning. He plays his violin as Chase and Anna dance tango. Chase then takes his wife for a spin around the floor while Gio plays. General Hospital recap May 12th. Sonny weighs Sidwell's offer with Jason and Lulu on a mission. Professor Dalton chooses his assistant. Emma Drake has been summoned to Professor Dalton's office, believing that she has secured the position as his summer research assistant. Instead, he tells her that he cannot have a research assistant who is unable to construct a data model. Emma is astounded when he shows her the corrupt file she has turned in. Emma is devastated as she leaves. Meanwhile, Jocelyn Jacks meets with her mother, Carly Spencer, at the Metro Court to catch up. Carly updates her on Sonny's heart operation, and then they are interrupted by Jack Brennan. He was only come to say hello, but Carly begs him to join them. Joss needs to leave to see Professor Dalton, so Carly stays with Jack while he tells her how important she is to him. Joss enters Dalton's office, and after expressing her how impressed he is with her work, he offers her the position of research assistant, as long as she agrees to sign an NDA. Emma decides to present the professor an earlier file of her work as proof that it was completed. When she enters his door, she discovers Joss filing folders away. General Hospital recap May 12th. Sonny weighs Sidwell's offer with Jason and Lulu on a mission. Sonny sees Sidwell's offer as his way out of business. Jason Morgan arrives at Sonny's and learns about Jen's offer to buy the piers. Sonny dislikes it, but he believes that if they hand over their region to Sidwell, they would be able to leave the business without repercussions. They can also invest money in a traditional firm and start over that way. Jason suspects it's a setup. They have always preserved the shoreline, and if they don't, all 5 families will move in. Sonny also implies that they no longer have to safeguard anything. If Sidwell is a tyrant, they may just let the feds move in on him. Sunny explains that in order to make the deal, he needs to be certain that Sidwell isn't the one attempting to kill him. Laura arrives after Jason has left. Sunny informs her that he might let Sidwell by the piers because it would resolve both of their issues. General Hospital recap May 12th. Sunny weighs Sidwell's offer with Jason and Lulu on a mission. Tracy wants Lulu to end the adoption story. Tracy would eventually catch up with Lulu. Now that she understands about the kid Brooklyn gave up for adoption, she is determined to fight for her. Tracy informs Lulu that while spying in Martin Gray's room, she discovered information about Brooklyn's baby, and has been tormenting her ever since. Lulu tries to excuse her conduct, reminding Tracy that the adoption item was assigned to her by the newspaper rather than her. Tracy maintains that she should quit adding to BLQ's workload, and inform her editor that she has to do something else. She should be more understanding because she, too, was a pregnant adolescent. Lulu agrees to speak with her editor, but believes the father should be aware that he has a child out there. Before departing, Lulu grabs Carly at another table and informs her that she needs to speak with her quietly. Once at her residence, Lulu informs Carly that they must locate Dante's son since either Lulu or her mother is lying. Meanwhile, Jason meets with Tracy, who urges him to find her great-grandson. 5 romantic paths for Jason. These women offer true love. Jason has always been a man of depth, passion, and loyalty, yet love has escaped him in unexpected ways. He's looking for a mate who truly understands him, someone who can complement his skills, soothe his concerns, and support him through life's obstacles. Among the many women he has met, 5 stand out as prospective soulmates, each bringing a particular type of love that may complete him in ways he has only imagined. 1. The childhood friend who understands his soul. There's something unquestionably compelling about a love that has evolved over years of shared memories. Sarah has known Jason since they were children, so she understands his peculiarities, dreams, and even regrets. Their friendship is based on trust, familiarity, and an unconscious understanding that goes beyond words. While Jason may have disregarded her in the past, viewing her in a fresh light could arouse feelings beyond friendship. Sarah delivers a love that is consistent, patient, and unwavering. A love that feels like home. 2. The free-spirited artist who discovers his passion. Emma is a flurry of imagination and spontaneity, the type of woman who sees beauty in the ordinary and embraces life with boundless zest. Jason, who is often anchored in logic and duty, may be captivated to her lively vitality. She encourages him to get out of his comfort zone, accept the unexpected, and find the thrill of living in the now. With Emma, love is an adventure, a dance between 2 hearts discovering how to harmonize despite their differences. 3. The ambitious professional who matches their drive. Jason has always prioritized success, and few people understand this more than Rachel. She is a high-powered executive with a bright mind and unwavering drive, and she not only admires but also embodies Jason's passion. Their relationship would be one of mutual respect, intellectual stimulation, and common aims. While some may perceive their occupations as a source of contention, Rachel demonstrates that love does not imply surrendering dreams. It entails creating them together. 4. A kind healer who brings him peace. Jason has burdens, past heartbreaks, responsibilities, and the weight of his own expectations. Enter Mia, a therapist with a sweet soul and an intuitive capacity to heal the wounds that others overlook. She does not try to fix him. Instead, she gives him space to recover while providing quiet strength and unconditional support. With Mia, love is a safe haven, a place where Jason can finally let down his guard and be fully seen. 5. Mysterious stranger rewrites his destiny. Sometimes love arrives unexpectedly. An accidental meeting with a woman from another city, another universe, could alter everything. She does not fit into any of Jason's normal patterns. She is an enigma, a spark that ignites something new within him. Their bond is instantaneous, electrifying, and defies rationality. This route is uncertain and dangerous, yet it could lead to a love so intense that it changes his perception of happiness. Which path will Jason choose? Each of these ladies provides Jason with a unique type of love: comfort, passion, ambition, calm, or the excitement of the unknown. The appropriate decision is determined by what he values most in this moment in his life. Will he seek shelter in the familiar, or will he venture into the unknown? One thing is certain. True love is within his grasp, waiting for him to make the first move. The General Hospital recap for Friday, May 16th, shows that Sonny Corinthos was about to make a secret Willow Corinthos deal, while Isaiah Gannon overheard a marriage issue. Nina Reeves feigned dumb at Aurora when Curtis Ashford updated her on his notion that Drew Kane was blackmailing Portia Robinson. Nina was also furious about Drew's disgrace, and how it could lose Willow her children now that the custody battle was set to flare. Curtis suggested Nina to find someone who could sway Michael's opinion, so she knew who to see. Drew arrived at the Quartermaine boathouse after a voyage on his new boat, and met with Tracy Quartermaine. Drew sought to include additional incentives in his arrangement with Tracy after several squabbles over Laura Collins and Ezra Boyle. Drew sought access to the Quartermaine land as well as the use of the Quartermaine name, as they had previously agreed. Tracy declined to alter the terms because Monica Quartermaine owned the residence. Curtis called Drew into his office and confronted him about blackmailing Portia. At GH, Ava Jerome tried to figure out if Portia was behind Drew's call girl controversy, but Portia skirted inquiries and complained about the pressure she was under. Ava eventually persuaded Portia to modify her strategy and come open to Curtis, but Portia thought she'd run out of options after making many lies. Meanwhile, Willow saw Isaiah and told him about the upcoming custody hearing. Isaiah was astonished to learn Willow would seek sole custody, and eventually urged her to trust her good heart. Later, Isaiah stood outside Portia's office and overheard her chatting to Ava about how her marriage would end if Curtis discovered she was lying again. At Carly's, she informed Sonny about the approaching court date, which she was managing instead of Michael. Sonny claimed that this was a mistake, but Carly believed the judge would grant her custody of the children, especially after viewing Drew's body shots video, and the footage of him on the nursery floor with Willow. Carly was convinced she'd win custody of the kids until Michael could come home and claim them. Sonny warned that if Michael lost Wiley and Amelia Corinthos due to Carly, she could lose Michael as well. Sonny then tracked Willow down and admitted that they both wanted to prevent things becoming heated in court. That is why Sonny hoped to negotiate a settlement and achieve peace for the benefit of the children. Back at Carly's house, Nina appeared and pressed Carly to make time for her before Drew completely ruined their grandchildren's lives. At the Café Giovanni Gio Palmieri, and Brooklyn Quartermaine arrived just as Lulu Spencer and Cody Bell were discussing Gio. Cody and Lulu pretended to be discussing what occurred with Rocco Falconeri, so Gio continued to apologize. Brooklyn defended Gio, pointing out that because he accompanied Rocco to the boathouse, Cody was able to recognize what was wrong and get Rocco care. Brooklyn later praised over Joe's talent, and expressed excitement for his nurse's ball appearance as well. Lulu saw this as a mother-son coffee date, and discreetly informed Cody that she had rested her case. Cody was skeptical that Brooklyn knew her son was Gio, or that Gio was her son with Dante at all, so Lulu agreed they needed confirmation. After showing Cody some of the papers she'd been looking over, Lulu realized they needed to find out where Joe's mother, Camilla, was and what she was doing when Brooklyn delivered her baby. At the Quartermaine mansion, Rocco apologized for putting Gio in such a bad position. Gio assured that everything was fine and that Rocco's friendship with Dante would not suffer as a result. When Rocco left, Brooklyn told Gio that Dante would come around, but Gio knew Dante disliked him. Gio became furious and eventually sulked off to study. Brooklyn then updated Tracy on the newest Gio drama, noting that it was her son's birthday today. Tracy informed Brooklyn that she had convinced Lulu to drop the adoption narrative, so that no one would ever know BLQ gave up a kid, unless she wanted them to. According to General Hospital spoilers, Tracy will be proven wrong shortly, so stay tuned for all of the nurses' ball mayhem. According to General Hospital spoilers, 3 couples on canvas are struggling, so let's take a look at some love duos that could fail. If things continue to go the way they are, viewers may see these pairs fail. 1. Elizabeth and Lucky. The powers that be were obviously expecting to rekindle the magic by reuniting Elizabeth Baldwin and Lucky Spencer, but their reunion has been a disaster thus far. Lucky and Liz were never given a true opportunity to confront their past issues, thus they were predisposed to failure from the beginning. Elizabeth and Lucky still have some familiar spark, but it isn't enough to make their pairing work again. Of course, Lucky is harboring secrets regarding the automobile incident caused by Christina Corinthos Davis, which could have an impact on his relationship with Liz if the truth is revealed. Furthermore, Elizabeth is having doubts about Lucky's willingness to settle down, so the writing may be on the wall here. Liz and Lucky appear to be on the verge of a love split, which could see Lucky leave Port Charles once more. To Trina and Kai. Trina Robinson and Kai Taylor form an adorable couple, but their story leaves more to be desired. Kai is still a relatively new character, but he is the center of attention, with Trina cheering him on from the sidelines. Fans don't know Kai well enough to care about his latest operation or whether he'll play football again. Trina and Kai should use a better storyline that allows them both to shine. However, we should be realistic and acknowledge that when the show eventually gets around to recasting Spencer Cassadine, Kai may become nothing more than a blip in Trina's romantic past. Spencer and Trina's love story is yet unresolved, so let's hope they have a chance for a new chapter down the road. 3. Willow and Drew. Willow Corinthos and Drew Kane have grown annoying, and many people are looking forward to the day when we won't have to see them together. Drew and Willow's relationship is doomed to fail because of his dirty activities and manipulative deceptions. That's great news for fans who thought Willow and Drew were a failed coupling from the start. Drew and Willow were always filthy and impossible to root for, even when they were first falling in love. Unfortunately, things may take a bit longer to fall apart, especially since Nina Reeves' drugging strategy backfired, strengthening Drew's romance with Willow instead. Nonetheless, Drew and Willow appear to have an expiration date. It's only a matter of time before Willow and Drew's relationship crumbles. According to General Hospital spoilers, some romantic disasters are still on the way, so keep an eye out for updates on all the hurdles and breakups. Maurice Benard wrote a book called Nothing General about it. How Love Saved Me on and Off General Hospital. The GH actor who plays the criminal boss Sonny Corinthos released his book in hardcover in April 2020. Is it worth reading and still relevant today? Read on to discover out. What is the book about? If you follow the ABC daytime soap GH, you're surely aware that Maurice also does a podcast called State of Mind. There, he frequently talks mental health with his guests. His book also covers mental health issues, so it's worth reading if you or someone you know suffers from anxiety, depression, or bipolar illness. The actor has been on the daytime drama show for nearly 30 years, and the book chronicles the first 25 years of his life. Whether it's worth reading is entirely up to personal preference. However, if you enjoy Maurice Benard's ABC show or are interested in personal stories about mental health, this appears to be a great read. It's only 256 pages long and comes in Kindle, audio, and softback editions. The meat of the matter. Essentially, the plot is about mental health and the numerous episodes he goes through. He transports the reader back to his youth, which was not always pleasant, particularly with his father. He tells followers about his mental health difficulties, disputes with pals, and difficult moments with his now-wife Paula. However, he ultimately receives some assistance, which made him a more pleasant person to be around. Maurice Benard was desperate to become a successful actor, and he succeeded. If you enjoy the aspects of his acting career, watching the daytime drama will likely assist. You can appreciate meeting some of the folks with whom he has worked. Like Sonny, Maurice Benard's mental health has an impact on his daily existence. The story also discusses how growing up in a toxic male atmosphere forced him to unlearn everything in order to become the loving person he is now. Other reviews. Ranking in the top 100 for TV biographies, it also does well in Amazon's bipolar disorder books. While the author loved the read and felt it to provide some useful insights into mental health difficulties, there are other positive reviews. For instance, Dr. Drew Pinsky wrote, "This is a heartfelt, inspiring, and brutally honest look in the mirror chronicling his experience with mental illness, finally finding the right diagnosis, and learning how to live with it." Mehmet Oz, MD, the Emmy Award-winning host of the Dr. Oz show, commented, "This shocking true story is General Hospital on anabolic steroids." Other readers have described it as interesting, honest, and in some cases, moving. Is it still relevant 5 years after publication? Absolutely. Mental health difficulties are prevalent, and awareness is increasing. Plus, the ABC show continues to air after all these years. The tension in Port Charles was evident as Sonny Corinthos became embroiled in yet another high-stakes predicament, this time with Willow Tate. Sunny, known for his shrewd maneuvering and ability to manipulate situations to his advantage, had been discreetly working behind the scenes to negotiate a contract that would benefit both his economic interests and, ostensibly, Willow's future. However, his techniques were anything but straightforward, and his activities threatened to upend the fragile balance in his personal and professional lives. Willow, unaware of the entire scope of Sunny's schemes, had been led to believe that the agreement was solely for her benefit. Despite her own personal struggles, including her troubled connection with Michael Corinthos and the constant drama involving Wiley, she grudgingly agreed to Sunny's proposal. What she didn't realize was that Sunny had ulterior objectives, which may put her in jeopardy if the truth came out. Meanwhile, Isaiah, a relatively new but astute figure in Port Charles, happened to be in the right place at the wrong time. While working late at Metro Court, Steve overheard Sunny and a mysterious associate discussing the finer details of the Willow deal. The tone was urgent, and the consequences were troubling. Even more alarming was the hint of a marriage crisis, which appeared to include Sunny and his wife, Carly. Isaiah, who was not one to get involved in other people's business, couldn't ignore the seriousness of what he had just heard. Sunny and Carly's marriage was always stormy, with power struggles, betrayals, and brief reconciliations. The strain had recently been more evident, with Carly growing increasingly suspicious of Sunny's clandestine conduct. If Isaiah's eavesdropping was correct, Sunny's interactions with Willow could be the final straw that brings their marriage to the verge. The dilemma was whether Isaiah should intervene or remain out of it. As the night progressed, Isaiah grappled with his conscience. He had no personal stake in Sunny's business, but the possible consequences may affect many individuals in Port Charles, including Willow, who appeared to be an unwitting pawn in Sunny's scheme. On the other hand, revealing what he knew may make him a target, and Sunny was not someone to be taken lightly. Meanwhile, Sunny remained unaware that his intentions were no longer as secure as he thought. Confident in his ability to control the story, he kept pulling strings, oblivious that Isaiah now possessed potentially harmful information. The walls were closing in, and if Isaiah decided to act, Sunny's meticulously planned strategy could collapse around him. Willow, caught in the middle, continued to believe Sunny's assurances, ignorant that a storm was developing behind the scenes. Her life was already complicated, and she didn't need another scandal. However, fate had a way of revealing the truth at the most inconvenient times, and if Isaiah chose to speak up, everything could alter in an instant. As daybreak dawned, the residents of Port Charles were ignorant of the impending pandemonium. Sunny's covert bargain with Willow, Isaiah's unintentional discovery, and the impending marriage crisis between Sunny and Carly were all threads in a complicated web poised to unravel. The only question was who would remain standing when the dust settled. The stakes had never been higher, and in a community where secrets rarely remained hidden, the truth was certain to emerge, one way or another. The spectacular downfall of 3 celebrity couples, a deep dive into failed relationships. In the ever-changing world of celebrity relationships, some couples stand out as beacons of love, while others crash and burn spectacularly. The public eye is harsh, and when a high-profile affair begins to unravel, the world watches with a mix of interest and schadenfreude. Recently, 3 famous couples have been under severe scrutiny, because their marriages appear to be crumbling at an alarming rate. Whether due to infidelity, irreconcilable disagreements, or simply the pressures of fame, these couples appear doomed to collapse. Let's take a closer look at these ill-fated couples and investigate why their love stories may be coming to an early and unpleasant conclusion. Couple number 1. Overexposed social media stars. The first pair on our list rose to prominence through viral TikTok dances and Instagram endorsements, establishing an empire based on their picture-perfect romance. They spent years curating an image of #couple goals, sharing every intimate moment, from costly trips to choreographed morning routines, with their millions of followers. However, cracks began to appear as fans noted a sharp drop in joint content. Whispers of problems became louder when one half of the couple was seen at a club alone, cozying up to a mysterious stranger. According to insiders, the relationship has been strained for months, with both individuals becoming resentful of their contrived, perfect couple facade. The strain to maintain their brand apparently resulted in heated disagreements,